Start from the second fight with Emilio Bettina and Billy Conn, September the 25th, 1939. Billy Conn wins on points against Emilio Bettina over 15 rounds, and that was in Pittsburgh. So in 1939, Billy Conn wins against Gus Lestovich from the US in New York. And that was, these months in, that was November the 17th, 1939 against Gus Lestovich. Then the second time against Gus Lestovich is June the 5th, 1940 against Billy Conn. Wins on points against Gus Lestovich over 15 rounds in Detroit. Now December 1940, the NBA withdrew recognition from Conn, who moved into the heavyweight division to fight Joe Louis twice and lose inside the distance. But we're sticking to the light heavyweight division. So we got May the 22nd, 1941, Gus Lestovich wins on points against Anton Christophedoris in New York for the NBA and New York titles. In August the 26th, 1941, Gus Lestovich wins on points against Tommy Muriel over 15 rounds in New York. November the 14th, 1941, Gus Lestovich wins on points over 15 rounds again against Tommy Muriel in New York again. But that was November the 14th, 1941. And the first match with Tommy Muriel for the title was August the 26th in 1941. But again, we got June the 20th, 1942, Freddie Mills from England fights Len Harvey from England and wins in the second round by KO. That's the end of Len Harvey's career for the British version of the title. May the 14th, 1946, Gus Lestovich wins in the 10th round. Referee stops the fight against Freddie Mills in London, England. Then February 8th, 1947, Gus Lestovich wins by KO in the 10th round against Billy Fox by KO in New York. Then March the 5th, 1948, Gus Lestovich wins by KO again against Billy Fox in the first round this time in New York. Lovely. So July the 26th, 1948, Freddie Mills wins over 15 rounds against Gus Lestovich. On points, he wins. Freddie Mills beats Gus Lesnovich over 15 rounds on points in London, England. So let's turn the page. So from here, going up to Joey Maxim, yeah, so we start here. So 24th of January 1950, Joey Maxim wins in the 10th round by KO against Freddie Mills in London, England. And then August the 22nd, 1951, Joey Maxim wins on points over 15 rounds against Bob Murphy from the US in New York. Then June the 25th, 1952, Joey Maxim beats Sugar Ray Robinson, who's stepping up from middleweight, and he wins in the 14th round by retirement because of the heat. Robinson retired, but again, you know, Joey Maxim was something to do with that. But the referee had to be replaced where it was so hot, and they had two referees for that fight in the end. The second one replaced the other one, so that gives you an idea of the heat. But again, let's not take anything away from Joey Maxim. So from there, December the 17th, 1952, Archie Moore starts his long reign. when he beat Joey Maxime over 15 rounds, points, in St. Louis, Missouri. June the 24th, 1953, Archie Moore wins on points again against Joey Maxime in Ogden. Yeah, so 1953, June the 24th, 1953, Archie Moore wins on points against Joey Maxime in Ogden. But also in 1954, January the 27th, 1954, Archie Moore wins on points over 15 again against Joey Maxime for the third time for the title in Miami. Now, August 11th, 1954, Archie Moore wins. Referee stops the fight in the 14th round against Harold Johnson in New York. And then he fights Bubba Wilson. Archie Moore, 22nd of June 1955, Archie Moore wins by KO against Carl Bubba Wilson, the Hawaiian Punch, they called him, from Hawaii, US, Hawaii he come from, and he wins by third round KO against Carl Bubba Wilson in New York. Then June the 5th, 1956, Archie Moore wins against Yolan Pompey over 10 rounds. Referee stops the fight. In London, England. And then he fights him. So again, that was June the 5th, 1956. Archie Moore fights Yolan Pompey. Referee stops the fight in the 10th round. In London, England. September the 20th, 1957. Archie Moore wins. Referee stops the fight in the 7th round against Tony Anthony from the US in Los Angeles. Now again, December the 10th, 1958, Archie Moore wins by KO in the 11th round against Yvonne Durrell, the Canadian fisherman, in Montreal. Again, right old humdinger, knockdowns galore. Then in August the 12th, 1959, Archie Moore fights Yvonne Durrell, the Canadian fisherman again, and wins in the 3rd round by KO in Montreal, Canada. Now, October 1960, NBA stripped Moore for failing to defend. Yeah, he fought in the heavyweight division a lot, Archie Moore. February the 7th, 1961, Harold Johnson wins in the 9th round. Referee stops the fight against Jesse Baldry in Miami. Baldry from the US, and that's a vacant NBA title. Now, April the 24th, 1961, Harold Johnson wins. Referee stops the fight in the 2nd round against Von Clay from the US in Philadelphia. The New York Commission and the EBU, European Boxing Union, continue to recognise Moore as the champion. So, June the 10th, 1961, Archie Moore gets his revenge on Giulio Rinaldi. He beat him in a non-title contest, Rinaldi, and he gets his revenge for the title. Archie Moore beats Rinaldi from Italy over 15 rounds in New York this time. August 29th, 1961, Harold Johnson wins on points against Eddie Cotton over 15 rounds in Seattle, Washington. On February 1962, the New York Commission and the EBU withdrew their recognition from Moore because failure to meet Johnson. May the 12th, 1962, Harold Johnson wins on points over Doug Jones over 15 rounds in Philadelphia for the vacant undisputed title. Now, June the 23rd, 1962, Harold Johnson wins on points against Gustav Schultz in Berlin, Germany. Wins on points over 15 rounds against Gustav Schultz from Germany, in Germany, Berlin, Germany. June the 1st, 1963, Willie Pastrano, who is managed by Angelo Dundee, wins on points over 15 rounds against Harold Johnson in Las Vegas. April the 10th, 1964, Willie Pastrano wins in the 5th round. Referee stops the fight against Gregorio Peralta from Argentina. He would take George Foreman the distance later on as a heavyweight in his career. So November the 30th, 1964, Willie Pastrano wins. Referee stops the fight against Terry Downs in England, in England's Manchester. So Jose Torres, Jose Torres is the Angelo Dundee. Jose Torres, is a Customato fighter, and Willie Pastrano was trained by Angelo Dundee. Just a little bit of information there. So again, 30th of March 1965, Jose Torres wins the 9th round against Willie Pastrano in New York. Again, Jose Torres defends his title. So May 21st, 1966, Jose Torres wins on points against Wayne Thornton from the US over 15 rounds in New York. Then August the 15th, 1966, Jose Torres wins on points against Eddie Cotton over 15 rounds in Las Vegas. Now, October the 15th, 1966, Jose Torres wins by KO in the second round against Chick Calderwood. Jose Torres wins by KO in the second round against Chick Calderwood from Scotland in St John. Now, December the 16th, 1966, Dick Tiger wins on points against Jose Torres in New York. 15 rounds, points. Then he fights him again with the same result. So May the 16th, 1967, Dick Tiger wins on points when he defends his title against Jose Torres from New York, in New York, shall I say. November the 17th, 1967, Dick Tiger wins. Referee stops the fight in the 12th round against Roger Rouse from the US in Las Vegas. And then May the 24th, 1968, Bob Foster wins by KO against Dick Tiger. 4-round KO, classic knockout, one of the best you'll see. Lays him out cold in New York. Dick Tiger was stepping up from middleweight when he won the title. Lovely. So I leave it there at the beginning of Bob Foster's reign. Bang.